All right, welcome back to the channel. Today I have the first in a series of spotlight decks for set 5, Legends of the Force. This will be a series where I'll present a deck list, provide a brief overview, and then play 3 quick games using that deck. I wanted to pick a deck that highlighted the new Force mechanic coming in Legends of the Force and had a variety of the big new units in the set. I settled on Avar Kriss and I paired it with a red base. So Avar is a late deploy leader, deploys at 9 or earlier if you've used the force mechanic that turn. So if you've used it once, you can deploy her when you're on 8. If you used it twice, you can deploy her on 7. It only applies for that phase or that turn. It doesn't add up over the entirety of the game. Her action is quite simple. Just tap her and you can get the force. So you're getting the force at will. When she deploys, she's a 4/10, gets +4 attack and gains overwhelm. Pretty much she'll have that every time she attacks because we've paired it with the Strangled Cliffs, which is the new force base for red. When a friendly force unit attacks, the force is with you. So looking through the deck, look, I wanted to bring out a few units and spotlight them here. So the first one is the Jedi Consular. This is what you want on turn 1. It is a 1/4 unit that has a action of use the Force, play a unit from your hand. It costs 2 less. So if you've gained the Force turn 1 using Avar's action, play this unit out. Turn 2, you can drop a 5 resource cost unit straight out. So you can drop a Poe Dameron or some of the other new 5 cost ones that I will show in this list. Second is Eathcoth. It's a 5/4 ramp unit. So when defeated, use the Force. If you do, put this card into play as a resource. Next one is Ki-Adi-Mundi. So Ki-Adi-Mundi is a 4/4 unit. When played, use the Force. If you do, draw 2 cards. We can get the Force at will. So what that means is that we're always drawing 2 cards when we play this unit. Third is the Dagoyon Master. When played and when defeated, use the Force. Search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Force unit, reveal it, and draw it. So we're building up cards with this unit. Decent stats as well for a 5 cost there. The next one is an anti-aggro unit. So this one is the Daughter. When damage is dealt to your base, you can consume your Force token. If you do, heal 2 damage from the base. So if your opponent is dodging arenas, they're in space, you're on the ground, you can gain the Force unit when they attack, the Force token when they attack, consume it, heal 2. You can then attack, gain it back again. They can attack, you'll heal 2. So it is a pretty good damage reduction strategy. Next is Mace Windu, leaping into action. So it's a 6 cost 6/6. You can use the Force token when played. If you do, deal 4 damage to a unit. And then lastly of the units is the Big Bomb one, which is Yoda, 5/9, 8 cost. When played, you can use the Force. If you do, heal 5 damage from your base. When you use the Force, you may deal damage to a unit equal to twice the number of units you control. So if you've got 3 units on board, you can do 6 damage to a unit every time you use the Force. And that applies also when Yoda deploys, or when Yoda is played to the field. You're using the Force to heal 5 damage from your base, and that also triggers that damage ability. Lastly is an event. This one is Sorcerous Blast. Use the Force. If you do, deal 3 damage to a unit. All right, so that's not all of the new cards in the deck, but enough to get a flavor of what's in there. So let's jump onto some games. We've just played 3 straight, whatever the result. Let's see how we go. So we're going to play a Gar Saxon ECL. So this could be quite aggressive. We are a very late deploying leader. It could be a little bit tough, but yeah, let's see how we go. So first up, we want something like the Jedi Consular. Now we've got 1 2 cost there, which is a new one, the Infused Brawler. So this is a unit that when you play it, you can use the force token and make it a 4/4, but every time it completes an attack, it loses one of those experience tokens. So let's see if we get something else. Yep, so that's much, much better. All right, so we're going to go the Wookiee into Obi-Wan. Do we want to keep the ramp? We've got ramp over here, which I think might be more easier to activate. Right, we'll get rid of the blast. Right, so this is a 2/5. Has got no text on it, but has got massive stats. So we'll play that one out first. I'm not going to use Avar's ability unless he claims. He does, so I might as well use it to gain the force. We need to get rid of this chronic. All right, so we'll start with a force throw. Right, we'll hit the chronic. We'll infuse this this unit. It's now 4/4, 2/2 with 2 experience. We'll finish off chronic there. And then pass. Okay, so we've got the daughter leaning towards, so we're going to ramp this turn. It'll take us to 6. All right, let's try that. We want to try and get up as soon as possible here. All right, so let's take the shield off that one. It turns it into a 2/2. This one doesn't ambush because it doesn't have the force token. All right, let's resupply. Then pass. Okay, so we're pretty much going to go daughter U-wing into Yoda. Let's play the daughter. Could have a big ECL here. All right, well, I think we have to take the shield off that. All right, we've got 2 home ones. We don't need 2. All right, this is where we can use the daughter's ability to use the force token to heal 2 off. And then kill the commando squad, get our force token back. And then here's where we can U-wing out. So we can go, I think we want a Sentinel. We go Kenobi. And then Ki-Adi-Mundi. We're going to use the force. Yes, we'll draw 2 cards. Of course, Vader comes out. Vader is a massive unit in the next set. Makes sense in Gar Saxon ECL. Comes out as a 6/6. Very difficult to deal with. All right, so let's claim. I don't know why he just didn't attack base there. All right, so we can kill Gar Saxon here. So we're going to play a new Yoda unit. Oh, no, we can't. But we don't really have a choice. I'm going to use the force token. And we'll just take the shield off that Darth Tyrannus there. This is pretty cool combo here. So you can see the shuttle when played. He should give a the shield to Yoda. That's cool. And he'll be able to kill the Yoda with the Vader. All right, so let's take that one out. All right, let's claim. We have got Yoda's lightsaber, which allows us to heal too. Let's get rid of that one. We'll try and kill the Vader here. The attacks with this one, I can go home one. Doesn't. It's a shame this is not a one cost. What have we got in here? We've got Obi-Wan. I think I need to heal up. All right, timely. Another Vader. This Vader is going to be a problem. This I'm not surprised if ECL does get banned because you don't mind the timely happening too, but that's a 2-for-1 straight away. Like 2-for-1 every single time. It seems rough. All right, so we can play home one, play the Obi-Wan out. All right, well, let's try and get the Force, but yeah, that's pretty much game. I think the story of that game was that Vader too strong. On that one, we couldn't catch up. All right, so that's our first game. Let me just fix the score ups. Hopefully, you got a bit of a snapshot of what some of those new units and that are like. And now we've got a Han Solo here. We've only got one. We've got 1, 2. And let's mulligan that one. Let's try and get our Jedi Consular. Did we get it? No. All right, so let's get rid of home one and keep the light. I think we need to keep the lightsaber in case we don't have a turn play. So let's get rid of Yoda as well. A turn 2 play there. All right, so he's claimed. Let's meditate. He's claimed that's strange on a Han too because they've got such big reach. Let's get rid of Mace. Give ourselves a few options here. We can get rid of this Yoda. So let's do that. Only heals base. Yep. We'll hit the Yoda. I was tempted to force throw, but kind of I think it's too much of a waste. We can get rid of one Obi-Wan here. Okay, so let's force throw. We'll take the shield off. Play Obi-Wan. Just hit base on that one. Okay, we've got another lightsaber. Got a Jedi Consular, which Could be interesting, but we just don't have the big units at the moment. All right, let's play our master here. We'll use the force to draw a card. We'll get another Obi-Wan. All right, let's gain the force. We have got a blast next. If he attacks at some point, we can blast the Poe Dameron. All right, pass. All right, let's keep the Jedi in hiding here. He'll probably run into the master. Right, we'll generate a card. Well, Ki-Adi-Mundi is a good draw there. Let's meditate. We'll get the force and decide what to do. All right, let's draw. All right, let's hit his base here. What can we do here? We can hit the base. If I had something bigger, I might go Jedi Consular here, but I think we're going to be able to blast one of his units. All right, so we can claim from there. We've got a Ewing incoming. Also got a mace. All right, let's kill the Han so he can't cheat anything too big out. All right, so let's Ewing. And go Ki-Adi-Mundi. Oh, we already got one out. Let's go the Daughter and an Infused Brawler. We use the Force. All right, so Luke will come out. So from here, we'll just claim. All right, we've got our Crate Dragon. I don't need the Consular anymore. We'll start by Ki-Adi-Mundi. Into base. I think it's into base. Even if he plays a Crate Dragon, we can still Sorcerer's Blast. We're at 8, which means one use of the Force here. I probably could have done the Force last turn. And brought her out earlier. I think that would have worked. All right, so we're going to Sorcerer's Blast, the Cassian? Now we can bring out Avar. We are at 9. Obi-Wan. Right, so let's gain the force. I'm a Jedi in hiding. I don't think I need to play anything there. All right, let's deploy. Right, we're gonna overwhelm Chirrut, and the Brawler can take out Luke. Pass. Okay. Yeah, I think I could have brought her out at 7. Still getting used to the ability. Okay, so do I just crate Dragon here? So let's claim. Right. I think I just hit his base for 10. Shadow Point will take him to 17. And Mace will use the Force to kill Kiadi-Mundi. I'll have to deal with Mace. Otherwise, it's game over. All right, he dealt with it. All right, so let's gain the Force and play Kiadi-Mundi out. Draw another 2 cards. Now we've got Yoda. It's he could be in a bit of trouble here. He'll need to attack, otherwise I can clear Chirrut. He needs to somehow get. He hasn't got a Force token, so he can't reduce it. Okay, so he's going to play that. I think. Is that a mistake? Yeah. All right, so I think it's now 1-1. Let's play one more. And then hopefully that's given you a snapshot. Oh, this might be a quick game if we are playing a Vader yellow. Right, we won't mulligan. It's because we've got that Force throw. If this is all space green yellow, we're pretty much on the ground. All right, so let's claim. All right, we can get rid of both of these. I think Obi-Wan is too good here. So we'll start with the Force throw. So he doesn't get a Sanctioner's shuttle. Kill one of our guys. We had to kill the First Order TIE Fighter because that's the one that gets +1 raid. Right, we'll attack. And then we'll Sorcerer's Blast his TIE Fighter. Then he'll send that back to our hand. Okay, not the worst. Alright, I am tempted to go all in here to try and get a Mace out. Alright, we'll generate. Hopefully he doesn't have the shuttle. It's that one, that's new. Alright, so we'll claim. Now we can use the Jedi Consular to hit one of these. We'll hit that one there. Oh, that didn't work because we lost the Force. Yeah, I don't think this deck is particularly good against a full space aggro, so there's probably not much we can do about that. All right, well, hopefully it gave you just a bit of a sample of what the deck is like. It is very good against not that particular aggro in all space, because you would have to bring in bombing runs because you are in red, would allow you to sort of clear that up as well. We had force throws, had blast, but not much else other than that. You can see sequencing is very important, particularly things like the Mace Windu that we just had then. The Daughter would have been good if we had a drawn on that one. Mundi, I think, is a super powerful unit when you get the Force token. Yeah, so that's it there. And then Yoda. I think we saw a small glimpse of Yoda, but it certainly is powerful. All right, so the deck list will be in the description, and drop a comment if there's any other decks you would like me to take a look at. All right, well, I'll catch you later. Bye.